What is Weastflows? Weastflows is west and east freight flows. The overriding aim of the project is to help improve freight logistics across northwest Europe. Our world is becoming more and more connected. Our huge appetite for goods places great demand on international freight logistics. This means more pressure on transport systems, more congestion and more pollution.
We have freight transport increasing by 2–2.5% per annum. Cumulatively over 35 years, that's a huge increase. And yet there's a finite road rail capacity in Europe. So how can we work within the resources that Europe has to make transport even more effective than it is at the moment?
Weastflows is identifying current challenges and exploring opportunities to improve freight journeys or flows, to encourage efficiency in existing routes, or by using more sustainable modes of transport like rail, short sea shipping and river cargoes. This will deliver economic, social and environmental benefits to businesses and the communities and environments in which they operate. As a strategic initiative, Weastflows will also engage with the European Commission and use project findings to make recommendations about European transport policies.
So we are talking in terms of shifting from road to rail, from rail to barge to ship, to looking outside the box, as it were, to find which is the best way to do things. It's important for the world going forward.
The groundbreaking Weastflows project involves 22 partners and 40 observer organisations from across all sectors of the freight transport industry in Europe and beyond. Specifically, Weastflows is reviewing current freight transport infrastructure and using the data to identify improvements to current freight routes and more efficient alternatives. It's also trialling innovative ICT and telematic solutions to optimise supply chains. By sharing the learning to encourage better and wider collaboration between freight operators, and establishing connections with the global transport network. So what is Weastflows doing? Our partners are undertaking distinct yet interrelated activities and practical demonstrations across northwest Europe. Understanding current and planned freight transport infrastructure is key to identifying future opportunities for more efficient supply chains. Le Havre-based organisation AURH has produced a comprehensive atlas of maps using geographical information system data to show existing freight transport infrastructure and planned upgrades across all modes including rail, road and sea. The initial data will then be analysed to identify both the underused networks and traffic bottlenecks and alternative routes.
The Geographic Information System platform make the data available to a wider audience, and this platform is a public tool, interoperable with other Geographic Information System database and other European projects like Code 24, for example.
Through this activity, Weastflows aims to show that using ICT, logistics supply chains can be made more efficient and sustainable. For transport buyers and suppliers, this means reduced costs, enhanced customer service, and addresses their social responsibility ambitions. Weastflows wants to understand the environmental impact of each option, so we end up with the optimum route for every type of freight and the generation of green freight corridors across Europe. Work is also underway in Ireland to define and develop, then trial a label and reference guide to help define and reward sustainable gateway regions and cities. This work complements our practical pilots across the region. Let's find out more from one successful project at Portsmouth in southern England. The Port of Portsmouth takes in 70% of the UK's banana imports, so keeping track of this huge volume is essential. The port has introduced a track and trace system for all its banana freight.
More and more of our customers are bringing in cargo that is scannable. So each pallet will have its own barcode with an own individual number, which we can then scan into the port and have full traceability of that pallet, which is important for us in terms of distribution, but it's also important for the customers as well, for full traceability back right from the farms through to the supermarket.
We're hopeful at the end of the project, at the end of 2014, we're going to lobby various ministers, showing them the results and showing what can be done to alleviate bottlenecks in Europe and give them solutions. If we can make the process more efficient and also make it more sustainable, reduce our carbon footprint, it has to be a win-win.
In the Netherlands, Weastflows is implementing intelligent transport systems to help make freight journeys safer and more efficient. BBZOB and Mobicon have initiated the development of 3 innovative apps that help drivers avoid traffic jams, accidents, and ensure smoother movement of freight. Another initiative being trialled is an intermodal route planner, which has been developed in partnership with Inforit and CQM. The route planner uses up-to-date schedule information to give the user the best route options by road, rail and sea, based on journey distance, time and price. By sharing the results, this demonstrator will help the freight industry work together and plan alternative and more sustainable route options with huge benefits to the economy and environment.
The benefits to the Weastflows project in Northwest Europe is that by showing the potential of these intermodal transport options contributes to eventually a higher share of this intermodal transport.
Tracking and tracing moved cargo across multimodal supply chains is an important element of the freight logistics industry. In France, CTS is undertaking trials to track and trace goods from origin to destination using GPS devices and RFID sensors to monitor the temperature of goods. The world is getting smaller and its future is in our hands. Weastflows is investing in that future to deliver efficient and sustainable freight transport. Sharing the knowledge we have learned is key to our success. We are sharing our findings with the world through our website and actively engaging with major industry players and public planning and transport authorities. This will shape future thinking and encourage more efficient logistics and drive sustainable economic growth. We're also identifying synergies with other transport projects, and our extensive network of observers are communicating project information to global logistics hubs as far afield as China.
The aim of all of these activities is to help policymakers and industrial partners understand and making their own decision at the end towards a new sustainable freight routes.
The positive outcome from us is a broad understanding of the movement of freight throughout Northwest Europe by the different modes of transport. And that will allow us collectively to engage with the industry and encourage the industry to shift from less sustainable modes to more sustainable modes.
With the combination of resources, the skills, the knowledge, the enthusiasm of the partners, we could learn something good, something new, and we could look forward to a better future.
The benefits we achieve will improve our communities, our businesses, our nations, and ultimately our world.